All right, guys, so today's flow is just an evening wind down, very relaxing flow. We're not going to put too much strain on ourselves as we never should doing yoga, but today's sequence is going to be very slow paced, very warming, very comforting. We're going to flow as we're giving ourselves a hug. That's how I'm seeing it. So let's get started. So we're going to come into our lotus position, of course, as we always start in this position. I also invite you all to close your eyes with me so that you can really tap into your mind, your body, and your soul as we intentionally ground ourselves and feel the earth beneath us. We're going to inhale, take your shoulders to your ear, nice and tall, spine straight, and exhale, rotate them behind you. So continuing to move with your breath, inhale, shoulders to ears, and exhale, rotate them behind you. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. All right. While we're in this seated position, we're going to do a few seated cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, bring our chin to our chest, rounding our back, and exhale, taking your gaze up to the sky, arching your back. Continuing to move with your breath, really stretching your shoulders and your spine. Just getting some nice, simple movement. All right, coming back to center. Let's inhale, bring our arms up to the sky, palms to touch, and exhale. Palms come down on the mat beside you. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, arms up, palms to touch, and exhale. All right, let's go in for a spinal twist. We're going to inhale, bring our arms up to the sky once again, and exhale, rotate as you bring your right hand to your left knee, placing your left arm directly behind you as you bring your gaze all the way to the left or as far as you can for not only a spinal twist but also a neck twist. Remembering to keep inhaling and exhaling. Let's inhale, take our arms up to the sky, and exhale, opposite side. Left hand on your right knee with your gaze to follow. Really making sure to breathe into your spine, show some love. Inhale, take arms up to the sky, and exhale as you bring them out beside you. All right, so we're going to come on all fours. And while we're here, we're going to extend our hands out in front of us, not too far. We're going to melt our chest down to the mat as we come into our puppy pose. Really allowing yourself to sink deeply here. Extending your hips up to the sky, pressing your shoulders away from your ears. Relaxing. And as you come up, you're going to lift that left hand up to the sky as you rotate, taking your gaze up as well, and exhale, thread the needle. As your palm is facing up, you're going to lay your hand on the ground. You can bring your fingertips out a little bit further for a nicer stretch. And for an even deeper stretch, you can take your right hand and bring it behind you and twist a little bit more, allowing your ear to rest on the mat. Alright, untwisting yourself, taking your right hand, placing it out in front of you, lifting yourself up using your fingertips, taking your left arm back up to the sky with your gaze to follow. And exhale, bring it out in front of you, coming into a puppy pose. Let's inhale, bring ourselves up, right arm up to the sky for a spinal twist, gaze to follow, and exhale, thread the needle as you lay your hand flat on the ground with the palm facing up, allowing your ear to rest gently on the mat. Once again, you can bring your fingertips out in front of you a little bit further. And as another option, once again, you can bring that left arm behind you, twisting it, resting it. All right, as our mind begins to calm, we're going to bring our fingertips out in front of us as we push ourselves back up, taking your right arm up to the sky, gaze to follow, and exhale, bringing your hands out in front of you for one last puppy pose. All right, inhale, coming back up into a neutral spine. We're going to come into a child's pose variation as we bring our knees closer together. You're also welcome to open your knees wide, whatever feels best. We're going to come back into the heels of our feet, extend our arms out in front of us, and rest, bringing your forehead to the mat. Really giving yourself the space to just be. This is the one time for a lot of us throughout the day that we give ourselves the space to breathe, to exist, and to come home. All right. As we find ourselves nurturing ourselves, we're going to come back up into a neutral position, bringing your hands directly beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips, tucking our toes, and we're going to come into our pyramid, making sure that our heels are flat on the mat, our hands are spread wide, and we're pressing our feet against the mat. All right, let's exhale as we come down into our Wajat, pushing ourselves up, inhaling, lifting your thighs off the mat, taking your gaze up to the sky, shedding all the emotions that no longer serve you, that you could have potentially picked up today. Tucking your toes, coming back down to pyramid, making sure your feet are flat on the mat. You can pedal the feet, get some motion in your calves. We're going to inhale as we bring our right leg up to the sky. And exhale, thread it between your hands, gently placing it, untucking your back leg and your back foot, resting it on the ground, finding stillness in this position, finding balance. We're going to lift our hands off of the mat. Inhale as we take our arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, bending backwards. Nice stretch. And inhale as we bring our hands to heart center. Placing your left hand on the outer side of your right foot, on the inner side of your right foot actually. Lifting your right arm up to the sky, gaze to follow for a nice spinal twist. And exhale as you bring both your hands to meet the mat, tucking your back foot so that you can push yourself back into pyramid. Inhaling and exhaling as we come down to our Wadjet, chest to the mat. And inhaling as you're pushing your thighs off of the mat, really getting a nice stretch in that lower back, taking your gaze up to the sky. All right, tucking your back toe, coming back to pyramid. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So inhale as you bring your left foot up to the sky, squeezing your glutes. And exhale as you bring your foot in between your hands, untucking your back foot. We're going to inhale, bring our hands up to the sky, palms to touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling, placing your right hand beside your big foot, or your big toe. And inhaling, hands up to the sky, gaze to follow. And exhale as you bring your hands to meet one another, tucking your back toe, pressing yourself back into pyramid. All right, let's inhale, bring our knees to the mat. Exhale, bring your bottom to your heels. Resting in our hero's position. Granting ourselves the space to acknowledge all that we've just done. Using your fingertips to come on your heels. Keeping your hands on your knees. This is a pharaonic posture of strength. As we recognize the duality in being strong, we also allow ourselves to rest and to take our armor off at the end of the day. All right, coming into a neutral spine, coming onto all fours. We're going to open our knees, allowing our big toes to touch as we once again come into our child's pose. Extending your hands out in front of you, bringing your chest and your forehead to the mat. All right, using your fingertips to slowly pull yourself back up. We're going to come into a seated position in the easiest way that it is for you. Bringing our legs out in front of us. Flexing your toes. We're going to inhale, bring our hands up to the sky. Exhale, forward bend. Placing your hands on the bottoms of your feet. Only going as far as what's comfortable for you. Inhaling, using your fingertips to glide up to your knees and your thighs. We're going to open our legs wide. And we're going to come into our wide leg forward fold. Such a nice stretch, such a nice hip opener. You can shake it out, let it out. Opening your legs as far wide as you can, pointing your toes, getting a nice stretch. We're going to inhale, take our hands up to the sky, and exhale as we forward fold. Making sure to inhale and exhale as you may feel your hips, your inner thigh, and the deeper tissues. This is a good thing. And as you inhale and exhale, try to go a little bit deeper in this pose without straining yourself. Alright, using your fingertips to come back to center, we're going to come into our butterfly pose. So we're going to allow the bottoms of our feet to touch as we energetically pull our hips down to the mat. Only going as far as we see fit. Breathing through our crown, allowing our posture to speak for itself. Once again, as you breathe, try to go a little bit deeper each time. As yoga is a practice, we're here to expand. All right, coming out of our butterfly pose, we're going to come towards the front of our mat. Once again, giving yourself a little bit of room between your feet, placing your hands flat behind you. We're going to do a few windshield wipers as you breathe and drop your knees down to the ground beside you. Really giving yourself the freedom to express, as yoga is not about perfecting the posture and more so feeling it. All right, nice. So we're gonna come on our knees, and as we inhale, we're gonna place our hands on our ankles and exhale as we drop our chin, allowing our neck to fall. Really not forcing yourself in this position, rather just letting it be. Opening up your heart center as the sky will reflect the love that you give yourself back to you. All right, inhaling, coming up, and exhaling, bringing your hands flat on the mat, coming on the bottoms of your feet. So we're just gonna end as we come in our mummy position or our shavasana. Placing one of your hands on your heart and placing the other on your womb. Breathing in and out of your heart space. Really showing yourself some love, giving yourself some credit for taking the time out of your day to pause the fast motion, to silence the outside noise, and to really tune into you. As you really feel into each and every one of your breaths that you take, inhaling and exhaling, you're going to speak life into yourself. You're going to affirm your well-being, affirm your beauty, affirm your gifts and talents, and affirm that you are safe. But the one thing I love about coming to the mat is you're able to give it to yourself. Ashe. Remaining here for a few more breaths as we just continue to practice stillness. All right, inhaling as we bring both our knees to our chest, squeezing them tight, opening up your hips a little bit. You can even rock back and forth as we experience purity, divinity, and the simple pleasures of life. We can always return to self by setting the intention to recognize these things, the simple things in life. All right, exhaling as you untuck your knees from your chest. You're going to turn on whichever side feels most comfortable as you use your hands to press yourself up back into a seated position. And as we come to the end of today's yoga sequence, I affirm that you all took something from today's practice, that being to cater to yourself, to make time for yourself. Thank you guys for allowing me to instruct you all today. I really enjoyed today's flow, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you next time.